one and just click on the link. So you all will jump into the form. Right? We'll go a little easy for first 1.5. After that, we'll pick up the pace, because there are so small things will be important for you for a quiz and for your certification also. Because those who are going for Linux certification, shell programming, you may expect 4 or 5 questions, but majority questions will come from commands. So you would say, if you go for Linux certification, 70 to 80% questions come with the command. I added a lot of things in the forum if you have noticed that. So and there are 2 quiz I also added, what kind of certification questions you may be asked. Shell programming, they're not asking too many questions, so good news. Just 4 or 5 questions you may expect from shell programming. They only ask commands. Okay. Can I count everyone is on forum? So a little bit information about shell. So whenever somebody says shell, what does that mean? So the way shell works means it kind of, you are receiving. Shell receives the information. So the way we call Linux shell means any command or program you give, the shell receives. Last week we talked about there are 4 types of shell we have, if you remember. First, when we talk about I studied CSH, which is called C shell. So sometimes, people ask question, do you know any other shell? C shell use C programming syntax. Again, you may not see too many, because this is something when we started, I started with the Unix. So when I started with Unix, shell programming was C shell. So it means all Unix syntax is very similar as a C programming syntax. Nowadays, no one is using Unix. So it's gone. Then there was a time in 2000 that if you are using mainframe, which we call AIX mainframe, some of called Kix, which is IBM mainframe, they came up with a new shell, which is called Corn shell. Corn shell was mostly used with AIX, IBM. So I work with that. It's not that big deal. If you ask me, there are 6-7 line changes, but overall they are almost same. So Corn shell I will use for AIX, and I also use for Solaris. Both are almost gone from the market. You may not find too many installation for AIX or Solaris. So that gone. Then third one is basic shell. Now basic shell is still okay, which you are using when you are running command, you are using basic shell. But basic shell does not have a programming syntax, and it doesn't have goodies which you need. So the most popular right now, if you ask me, is bash shell. So sometimes people ask, what shell did you use? You can't say I use Ubuntu, I use Red Hat, I use CentOS. Those are distribution. Those are Linux. But inside that Linux, you are using programming for bash, B-A-S-H. So we are using bash shell program. Now, when you are referring some syntax, or when you're looking tutorials, you may not notice that some tutorial might be depend on C shell, some tutorial may be depend on Corn shell. So if you're using wrong tutorial, no matter how many times you run, it won't work. Make sense or not? Some people don't do good job in documenting that this is a bash shell, or this is a Corn shell, this is a C shell. So sometimes you may say, hey, it's not working, and you will be frustrated. So sometimes you need to write a bash. Whatever you're looking for, just say add a bash. So if you add a bash, your answer most likely will come in a bash shell program. Sounds good? So shell means you receive, and it interpret your command. What it does? Interpret. And we are learning scripting. Scripting versus programming. There's a significant difference. Scripting you can learn in a day or two. Scripting you can learn in day or two, because it doesn't have too many language aspects. So when you do scripting, it's not a big learning aspect because it's very easy. But programming takes weeks or years for you to understand. So if you compare Linux versus Python programming has a lot of things to learn. But Linux shell programming, whatever I'm teaching, whole my life I'm teaching in 2 weeks. That's it. It's not that complex. Scripting designed for fast and easy learning. And it does not have too many things to cover. So it's called scripting, means it has a limitation. And it reads line one by one. So it's interpretation. Interpretation means if you make a mistake, your program won't work. Like example, you write a 10 line, first 5 line is working, but 6th line you have error, then 5 line will work, and 6th line it will stop and your program won't work afterwards. So shell scripting means you write a program, whatever is working, it will work, and when first error occurs, it will stop. Good news, you can easily fix it because this does not require compilation. Now, what is that compilation means? So shell receive it and interpret line by line. But compiler take the program and convert it into machine language. Shell scripting is not converting into machine language. So what happened? The program which we are using called bash, it reads your instruction and then translate that instruction for kernel. So there is a Linux kernel. Kernel is nothing but operating system. So it translates. It does not convert into machine language. So like example, Python. When you run Python, you need a Python compiler. So Python compiler take the program, compile it, and then machine will understand. The shell scripting is really not compiled. It is being interpreted, being understood. And then bash will talk to kernel. The kernel is what most important factor. Kernel will receive and say, oh, you want me to do this? And it will start running that. But it runs line by line because it's the interpreter. If you're a compiler, entire program will run at once. Interpreter is always slow because it runs line by line. If line has error, it will stop. So far so good. So sometimes people say, what is Linux kernel? So think about operating system, Windows operating system. So Linux itself is operating system, but operating system is a big thing. Kernel is the core component. So think about, if you think about car, engine is the core component. So kernel is the core component of Linux operating system. So far so good. Any questions so far?
So kernel, when you pass a program to it, because it's an interpretive language, it's reading it line by line, it finds an error and it stops, you know it stopped at line 5, that means the error is at line 5.
It doesn't tell you exactly where it is. Most of it will point you closer, but it will tell you the line and words also. So it won't be that difficult, but those who are first time learning, it will be a little difficult for you to understand the error message. It doesn't give you error message. It just says this is the problem in this line. But then it gives you enough clue where you can figure it out. After 2 weeks, I'm pretty positive you will be able to figure it. Sounds good? So let's create a Linux VM in AWS. So we can have practical sessions while we're doing this exercise. I'm hoping others are joining and they all should jump into AWS console. Let's do AWS console login. The more fun when you start doing it, okay, rather than going to theory topic. I'll cover theory topic as needed, but let's do practical first. So we'll search AWS console login and let's log into AWS console. We'll create a AWS Linux VM. So I will be logging with my root account. So let me log in. We are creating an AWS Linux VM. I'm logging with my root account and enter my email address and password. Last week I did not have my phone, so hopefully now it will work because I have my phone. Please log into AWS console. And the first thing we'll create an EC2 instance. We have done quite a lot, so it should not be a difficult part because I think last 3-4 weeks we have been creating this EC2 console. So we'll quickly create a AWS EC2 Linux VM. So let's search EC2. And after searching EC2, let's create a EC2 VM. Let me know if you need help, but I'm assuming you all should know because we have done many, many times. Right? Anytime you come to EC2, you can click on dashboard and then click on launch instance. Okay. Click on launch instance. Let me know if you all are here. Good. Awesome. So here, first we'll give our name. Today's date is March 12. So we'll say March 12 Linux VM. Right? March 12 Linux VM. Okay. Very straightforward. We are going to use AWS Linux. Right? And then the only thing we'll do is we'll create our own key. That's pretty much it. So once you come down, click on create new key pair. Create new key pair. And when you click on create new key pair, we'll give a name, same name, March 12 Linux. Please understand, I'm using March 12 as a key, and we'll keep it PM, not a problem. We'll keep it PM and create key pair. Again, you may not need the key today, but we'll create a key and name, and we'll click on create key pair. We are using PEM. Okay. Now click on create key pair. As soon as you click, it will start downloading in your machine. Right. And it started downloading. For me, it downloaded right away. Right. And then we are not changing anything right now. We will keep the security group with SSH enabled. We are not changing it. We'll keep it as is. Right. And now you just need to click on launch instance. Click on launch instance. You will be learning Linux by doing it. So it's very important that you practice here. I have seen most of the students have trouble when they don't write this what you call script. Though it is easy, but when you practice, you will learn more because it has a peculiar syntax, and I want to walk you through how you can solve those problems. Now click on launch instance, and within few minutes, your instance will be ready. While the instance is in progress, any question, concerns, doubt? Good. Okay. I'll take some time, go back to my forum so I can cover some of the theory part. So Linux has many keywords. If you ask me, approximately 15 to 17 keywords you will be learning in next 2 weeks, this week and next week. So around 15 to 17 keywords are. The keywords is nothing but specific way you write a program. So if you think about Python might have 500 to 1000 keywords. Linux has only 15 to 17 keywords. Out of that, maybe I will cover 10 to 12 tonight itself, and 5 maybe next week. So it's not really hard. Learning time, it takes maybe a day or two, depends on your skill. For my kind of person who has programming skill, I don't need to learn. I can start working right away. Why? Because most of the code you will understand because it's very simple, very straightforward. So I may cut and paste and modify. I don't need time. The reason it is the scripting. Scripting means you can quickly catch up. If you have done any programming, which I highly recommend students to take Python class, many of you have taken Python class, you will see significant helpful. I always tell people, follow my advice because I know what works and what doesn't work. Many people do not have programming background, your hands will be tight because you can't do anything. Now you can say, but I know Linux programming, this is scripting, this is not programming, right? But if you have done programming, you can use your programming skill with Linux. So example, Linux can call Python, but Python cannot call Linux. Let me repeat. Linux can call Python. So if you know Python, you can use all Python skill through Linux, but Python will not call Linux. So example, if you know big data, Linux can call your big data script, but big data cannot call Linux script. Make sense? So it is so much complement that if you know big data or you know Python, because it is designed like that, because Linux scripting has only 15, 17 words. So whenever you have limitation, you have to use your own programming skill. Okay? Next, in the command perspective, all the command you have studied will be useful. So if you write a program, which we call script, that program, you can write all your Linux command. You can write one command or two command, or you can do logical setup. All command will work. There are two rules. One is all commands should be lowercase because it's a case sensitive. And second rule is space sensitive. Now space sensitive, not all the time, when you use this statement, if, else, if and else, they are very space sensitive. I'll very clearly say that. Some of you will see the problem because if you are not giving proper space, it won't work. Linux has something very weird, which you may like it. Anything you start, you must end. Anything you start, you must end. Many people don't get that, but think about in Python, you have call an alignment. So in Linux, does not have alignment, but Linux has anything you start, you must end. So those are the things we will learn. Why do we learn Linux shell program? There are many reasons. First, you can automate things. Second, anything you want to monitor, you want to take a backup, if you want any new functionality, if you want to do any, like a particular utility, scripting will save your time. The most important is if you want to run something like a job. This is the most reason you all should learn Linux, because you can create a job. I cannot emphasize enough. When I studied myself, I used to do manual work, and sometimes I had to drive 1 a.m., 2 a.m. to my office. And people said, why you are waking up? Because our management said that 1 o'clock, make sure you run this job. Because data comes at 1 o'clock, so we need to be there. It's a whole night, we need to be up, and we need to run the program. It was tiring. But then we came to know about Linux scripting. We came to know, oh, I can schedule at 1 o'clock, and then from home, I can log in and check it, and it works. After that, I never had to wake up 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., because we can schedule it. And I become so good in that it not only run the program, it send me email also. It send me notification also. I went further. If let's say 1 o'clock job failed, then I created my own utility that I can remotely execute the 2 o'clock, the same script. And there are so many things we did. My experience with Linux scripting, in my understanding, everyone should know. If you are going for cloud, if you are going for Linux or data analysis, you must know Linux scripting. It's easy, but it's powerful. By now, our VM might be ready. So let's go to AWS. I'm going to click on the instance, and then we'll click and connect. So right now, my instance is supposed to be ready. And you can see it's almost ready. It says running. Now you check it and you can connect it. So you can just check it here and connect it. Make sense? Either you right click and connect also, or you can check and connect. So I'm going to click on connect. So when you connect, naturally.
Hold on.
Any question?
Yes, Mr. Tom. For my EC2 account, for some reason in the account ID or alias, it's not letting me log in.
What did you do? Any specific thing?
I used my IM number of 05 and whatever, and then my password, and it keeps saying it's not letting me go in.
No. You should be using your email address. You should be logging as a root.
Yes, I that's because I automatically click on remember me, and it brings it up because it's saved.
No, I understand. And just close it and you can start again one more time. But you have to log in with your email address as a root. And we have been doing for last 3 weeks, right?
Yes,
same
it's
process. So
been, I don't know, just
you may want to quickly join with close maybe and try again, but make sure you log in as a root with your email address. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Now I'm going
Thank
to
you.
click on connect, and I should be in. Give me thumbs up if you're all in. Okay. Please understand there is no other way we can get in. So making sure your username and password is working, making sure you have all the details in order to log in. Right now, I am logged in, and this is my prompt. So if somebody says that, is it a root or is it a normal user? If you see my prompt, it's a normal user. Do you guys agree? This is the normal user. Why normal user? Because it's $1. So there are a couple of things. Please understand. Hello, make sure you understand. Any program you write in Linux, by default, program will not have execute permission. will not have execute permission. Remember RWX. So whenever you write a program, you will not have execute permission by default. So you do need to give execute permission to your program. So like example, if my program is just an example, first.sh. First, that's a program name, and .sh. sh means .sh, which is nothing but shell scripting. If I create a program, how am I going to create it? With VI. I'm going to create a program through VI, first.sh. By default, VI means read only. So we'll be pressing I for insert. We'll write a couple of commands, and then we'll do escape. Make sure you pay attention on screen. Then we'll do :WQ. :WQ. W means write, Q means quit. So first you create a VI file, VI first.sh. Then you press I. When you do I, your file will become insert mode. You write a couple of commands. Then you do escape. You do escape. Then you do :WQ. So this file is created. The file will not be executable. So in order for us to execute it, we do chmod. Sounds familiar? Chmod, right? +X. +X means you give execute permission and then file name. Please understand this X is lowercase. So you're saying, hey, I want to execute this file I want to give permission to execute permission to this file. Whenever you give execute permission, you write sudo command, right? Sudo change mode, right? chmod, and then you run the command. Once you run it, you can run this program by program names. Dot means current directory, first.sh, and your program will work. I will do this thing 2-3 times today. Next 10 minutes, we will do 2-3 times. We need to understand mechanism. If you don't understand mechanism, then you will struggle, because this process lifetime you will be following. You will create a file, you will do I, you write a program, escape, :WQ, and then you give execute permission. First time you need to give execute permission, and that permission will remain lifetime. But if I create a second program, second.sh, I do need to give one-time permission. Third.sh, I need to give permission, but only one time I need to give chmod. Make sense on it? Okay, so let's see here. So you will understand step by step. So first, we'll write VI first.sh. So write VI. Please see on the screen, VI means Visual Editor space first.sh. All lowercase, first.sh.
Remember, so with this command, you are saying that launch the VI editor, and this is going to be the file?
Yeah, VI will open this file. So it will create an empty file. So VI space first.sh. VI space first.sh. You see how many times I'm repeating? Please don't make too many mistakes, because it's human, right? We can train our brain right way or wrong way. You are training, right? So VI space first.sh. Did I say space? Yeah. VI space first.sh. Now, what is first? The program name. I can do second, third, or I can write like ftp.sh or something. I can give meaningful name as we go further. What is .sh? .sh means shell scripting. It creates colorful scripting. You will see colorful if I have a proper extension, because it understands something. So you can easily write a program, you can easily understand program. In case if you make mistake, you can correct your program also. So now press enter. When you press enter, you go to VI editor. By default, VI editor is read only. So you're gonna press I. You're gonna press I for insert. So press I for insert. So when I press I, now it's in insert mode. At the bottom, you can see it says insert mode. So far, so good. Okay. Now here inside, you can use all your Linux learning, So let's say I want to run first command called clear. So I'm writing a clear command. So I write a command called clear. So just write lowercase clear. Means I'm saying, first clear the screen, then press enter, and then write CL calendar 2025. So press enter. And then write PWD. You are familiar with all these three commands because we have been using for a while. So clear command will clear the screen. Calendar 2025 will show me calendar, and PWD shows me present working directory. Good. So this is our first script. So we are keeping it simple. Now let's have done. So in this situation, you're going to do escape. And then you're going to click on colon WQ. W for write, Q for quit, and press enter. And you will come out from the VI editor. It will take you to the prompt. So if you say colon WQ, press enter, then you should be out. So escape, colon WQ, enter, and you're out. Now here you can do cat first.sh. So you can see your file, what you wrote. You can always do, this is my habit. When I come out from the file, I say cat first.sh. And I can see my thing. Any questions so far? People on phone, any questions so far? I'm going to repeat one more time just for sake of, I'm sure some of you might have problem, completely understandable. Those who are able to see cat, you don't have to do. I'm repeating those who are still having problem. So anytime you write a program, you start with VI space first.sh, enter, and then you press I for insert, and you write a command, clear calendar 2025 PWD. Please use command. You should not write complete sentence calendar, because calendar is not a command. Yes or no? Command is CAL. You can't say I don't know, right? We have to spend significant time in learning all commands. Clear, right? PWD. We are also know uname, PS. There are so many commands we learn. You can write all the commands, whichever you are interested in. Once you write it, you are going to do escape. You're going to press escape, and then you do colon WQ. WQ means write and quit. So I'll do escape, colon WQ, press enter. And I have a habit, whenever I go inside, I normally do cat first.sh, so I can see my file has content. Now I'm going to do ls space minus L, ls space minus L, and see what is the permission you have for this file. So your file permission, you can see that does not have execute permission. So you ls space minus L, you do not have execute permission. You guys agree? ls space minus L does not have execute permission. So this program I cannot execute. Good news, we can give any file execute permission. So how do I give execute permission? So sudo chmod plus x first.sh and press enter. So please understand, sudo, lowercase sudo, chmod space plus x space first.sh. Sudo chmod space plus x space first.sh. As soon as you give permission, the file will become a green color. So how do I know that? If you do ls minus L, ls space minus L, you will see that file become a green color, and you do have an execute permission. So this command which you gave, it is now giving execute permission. Pretty good. Any questions, concerns, doubts so far? Always you will need to give execute permissions. There is no other way you will run file. So good news about any file, you can give execute permissions if you want to run it. Now the file has execute permission, so I want to run. If you want to run, you just say dot means current directory / first.sh and press enter. So dot / first.sh, and as soon as you press enter, the script will run one by one command. The first command is clear, so it will clear the screen. Second command shows a calendar, and third command will show PWD. Why don't you press enter and give me thumbs up? Do you guys see that? Clear command, clear the screen. Second command shows the calendar, and PWD is here.
For me, it says bash // is a directory.
Are you sure you are doing right? Should not say anything like that. Did you try something additional thing which?
No, I mean, I created the first .sh file. I was able to change the.
No, are you not getting calendar?
No.
It means you have something typing error. I have to take a look. Anyone else having an issue? You should not have any issue, by the way, because in this file, I'm going back VI first.sh. Remember, I have not written anything. Did you type anything before? Seems like you did something additional.
There's one more clear after PWD. That's why.
No, that doesn't create any problem. Why don't you go to VI space first.sh? You should not have any error if you follow the proper steps, right? Any other questions? People on phone, are you guys doing good? Any questions, concerns? Good. I'm hoping everyone is doing good so far. All right. If I, let's say, make a change, and if I don't want to save, listen carefully. If I make a change and I don't want to save, I want to come out without saving. So remember, we do escape, colon WQ, write and quit. Write and quit means I'm writing and coming out. But sometime I made a change and I don't want to save, then you do escape. But if you don't want to save and come out, you do colon Q. Q means quit, and exclamation means forcefully. It means come out without saving. Did it work or no? 1 second. What did you do? You're not doing right. Space. Remember, space sensitive. Whole world is knowing. Huh? Who asked you to do not use space? You see how nicely it is? Look at that. Dot / first.sh. Remember, see, you are now victim. Remember, I told 2 rules. This is not a word, right? Dot / first.sh.
Got it.
Now you will not forget, right? Lifetime.
No.
Do you guys agree? Linux is a 2 rules. First rule is lowercase, and second is a space sensitive. You can't do randomly space. It has a meaningful space, I'll tell you. Good? Everyone is good, right? Let's do another exercise. We're going to do 20-30 programs. I'm pretty positive you will be confident. So second program, we'll do the same process. So we'll do VI second.sh. What is second.sh? That's my file name. So it's a VI second.sh. So VI is the command, then space second.sh. This is one word, second.sh. This is one word, second.sh. Can I give any name? Yes, I can give any name. What is the command here? VI. What's the file name? Second.sh. Press enter. Press enter. Now you're inside. Press I. Press I. So you're inside. So far, so good. Okay. Now I'm going to advance a little bit, so you will see that. So here, I want to write some simple program so you can understand. So in this program, first, I'm going to clear the screen. Please understand, don't type, just see here. Clear the screen. So first I'll clear the screen. Then I will prompt echo. Everyone knows echo. Let's say double quotation. What's your name? What's your name? And now I will ask user to enter name. So you can use command called read and name. So name is your variable. So you say read, there is a space. You see this, there is a space. I'm typing properly so you can easily understand. Read name. So what you are saying, hey, enter your name. So whatever name you are going to enter will go to this variable. This variable will hold your name. Now I want to print again. Then I can say echo space double quotation hello, then space dollar, and then variable name. So anytime you want to print what you have inside, you have to use dollar. Make sense? So when you're receiving, you don't do dollar. But when you're printing or giving, you use dollar. I don't understand. So like example, in this situation, If somebody asks, enter your name, what are you going to enter? Your name. So whatever you enter, it will go to this variable. Can this variable name can be different? Yeah. So if I ask, enter your first name, you can say first. Enter your last name, last. Enter your email, email. And what this variable will remember your name. Now, if I want to use this thing, I have to use dollar. So dollar will allow me to read the value which you have in that variable. Make sense? You can add many variables like that, but dollar is very important for you to get the value. Yes, question?
How does Linux know, or like, how do you give permissions to users that actually so?
This is not, you are not giving user permission. The person who is running the program will have permission because you give already, you're giving permission to file. So you give execute permission, right? So person will have that permission because your person is able to run it. So when person run, there will be a prompt. What's your name? Enter your name. It will take the name into this variable and then you're printing it. So you don't have to give special permission because you're already giving execute permission. So if you have program has execute permission, anybody can run. Make sense, sir? If program has execute permission, anybody can run, right? So let's do it. So you will see that. So let's write clear, clear, clear. So type clear, clear. Now you can say echo, double quotation, enter your name, double quotation complete, read name, echo, double quotation, hello, dollar name. That's it. Take time, make sure you type correctly. Clear is lowercase, then echo, space, double quotation, enter your name, and then say read name, then echo, hello, dollar name. Name is the variable. If I ask first name, last name, I can prompt multiple times. Because if you want to read something, the command is read name. And the echo command will tell what you are going to enter. Right? If somebody asks, enter your username, enter your password, then you can enter, first ask echo, enter your username, read username. Echo, enter your password, read password, and then you continue. Right? Now, program is done. So what should we do? Escape, colon, WQ. WQ means right hand. So let's do that. Escape, colon, escape, colon, WQ. When you come out, the first thing you need to give execute permissions. Sudo chmod +x second, right, .sh. It's very important that you give permission. Sudo chmod +x second .sh. So you give out execute permission. Please understand, whenever you are giving execute permission, after that I don't have to run this command because it will maintain that permission. Make sense? Even I close my machine and start again, permission will be there. So good news, permission, when you give it, until you remove it, the permission will be there. Now I can run my program. So if I run my program, ./second.sh, when I press enter, the first thing it will clear the screen. Then it will prompt enter your name. Enter your name, Mike or Anthony, and press enter. It will say hello Anthony or hello Mike. Press enter and clear the screen. Enter your name. Let's say my name is Tom. Hello Tom. Make sense? If you are able to do it, give me thumbs up. Or if you have a question, please ask. Okay. See guys, learning should not be hard. Learning requires some practice, some focus. My goal is to make sure you learn it. But you know, it doesn't mean you are trying your best, right? Always you learn by doing it. Anytime people don't understand that, power of doing is very important.
Tom, can we? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
Yes, I was trying to say, can we go back to how you went to the second shell?
Where should I go back?
To how you went, but how you got back to the sudo, this second shell, the
Yeah, this is the command sudo.
Mhm.
Same command as the first command, first program, sudo chmod plus x. This is the program. Next, it will be sudo chmod plus x third.sh. Next command will be sudo chmod plus x fifth.sh, sixth.sh. Make sense? Okay. Any other questions? Why it did not work? It means you did not run this command correctly. Run this command, please. Sudo chmod. Make sure you do proper command. Second, typing part you have to carefully write, because if you write capital C clear, it won't work. Remember, there are two rules, right? I know we are tempted to do paragraph. This is not a paragraph, this is a program. The only way it will work if you write properly, right? So the command which we wrote here, that this is no problem. So cat second.sh, you can see that everything is lowercase, nicely, beautiful way, right? If you do any mistakes, it won't work. It won't work at all, right? So many times people end up doing E capital. It's not going to work. C capital. It's not going to work, right? Linux has only two rules: case sensitive and space sensitive. Good. I will be doing each program separately. So if your first program doesn't work, second will work. If second doesn't work, third will work, because I'm creating each time separate program. But
You can do program, right?
each independent, because if you made a first time mistake, that mistake will not hurt you on second program.
No, I know, but can you do it at the same time?
No, one at a time, because you have only one terminal, right? At one terminal, you can do one at a time. You right now, what I'm trying to say, many of you have, let's say, program 2 doesn't work because you made a mistake. Don't worry. Pay more attention for program 3rd, 4th, 5th, because I'm not going to teach you how to type. You guys agree or not? Typing part is your mistake. The only way you will make mistake is typing, because the explaining part is my part. So I would focus more if you're having already a mistake on first program, second program, and third program. If you already have a mistake, it's time that you have to pay more attention. Goal of the exercise, these are very simple program, 4-line program, right? We're going to write 100 lines of program end of today. So there you will make more mistakes. If you already started making habit of making mistakes, so it's very important. 2 rules. First rule is
Space sensitive.
case sensitive, and second is space. This is the 2 reasons majority program doesn't work. Okay, we'll do third program. Anthony, are you good? Make sure you pay attention. Okay, I want you to all have a thumbs up. Ready? So we're gonna do next program. So please understand, in this program, let's write a program. So how should I create a new program? Vi third.sh. So I'll say third third.sh. So please understand, mechanism is very simple. Vi space third.sh, that's your file name. Vi space third.sh. Good. Now you press enter. So you're inside. When you come inside, what should I do? I for insert. Now this is lifetime you won't forget, because how many times repeat? But again you ask, what did you do? It looked like it hurts my heart. Why? Because you don't pay attention at all. Right? Some of you will get tired how many times I press I. So think about that. If you're crawling, there is no point to think as a system admin. Do you agree or not? You may want to do a little bit extra work, because I repeat 10 times, 15 times, maybe 30 times. But you do need to repeat 30 times as well, because otherwise nothing will become easy, right? So right now we are here. By default file is read only. So press I for insert. So we are now making insert. So file is in insert mode. So in this program, what we are trying to do, we're going to ask 2 things. We're going to ask his name, and we're going to ask his email, and then we'll print it. Sounds good? So let's do it. So first we'll say clear the screen. Then we'll say echo, enter your name, and then I'll read name. Again, echo, enter your email, double quotation, make sure you understand. And then I'll say read email. So I got both variable, both data in this variable. So I ask enter your name, whatever name you enter, we go to this variable name. And I ask enter your email, whatever you enter, we'll go to this variable. So I have both data available. One is name and email. So I got those details from users. User has entered name and email, I collected that. Now what should I do? So in this situation, I'm going to say hello. So I'll say echo, hello, double quotation, hello, your name is colon and then dollar name, and your email is colon dollar email. Now please understand, I'm trying to make it English basically. So anything I write in double quotation, it will print as is. It will print as is. Whatever I type, it will print. But because I have a variable name, if I use dollar name, it will print whatever I enter. And whatever I enter in email, it will print here. This rest of the part, I can write anything I want, but I have to write in double quotation. So you can see here, I have two variables, name and email. And last sentence, I'm saying, hello, your name is colon dollar name. In double quotation, you can do space, doesn't matter, because double quotation, you are printing as is, so space doesn't matter. Most important part is this dollar name. Dollar name is name here, but if you are name lowercase and if you use dollar and capital, it won't work. And dollar email, because this email as a variable exists, that's why I'm using it. But I can't say dollar phone when phone is not exist.
It's like a command.
No, it's a variable. It's a variable. So your variable has to exist. Name exists, that's why I'm saying dollar name. Email exists, that's why I'm saying dollar email. So user has entered and I stored that value in that variable. And that's why I'm using dollar email.
It's like Python, does this have keywords that are not usable? So for example, if I said read echo.
Yeah, that's all those are, all commands are keywords. Good so far? I'm right now practicing this way. We can type it, you can learn it. Later on, we'll do cut and paste. Because once you have basic understanding, we'll save some time in typing. Okay. Now, I want to save this. How do I save? Escape, colon, WQ. WQ. Now, how do I give permission? Sudo chmod plus x third dot sh. You guys agree? Sudo, right? Sudo chmod plus x third dot sh. Sudo space chmod space plus x space third dot sh. Good so far? Now I give a permission, so I want to run the program. So dot forward slash third dot sh. Dot forward slash third dot sh and press enter. Now when you press enter, you get enter your name. So let's say Tom, and email tom@itexps.com. And I can see nicely, hello. So Tom is visible here and email is visible here. Give me thumbs up if you're able to do it. Pretty good. Very nice, very nice. I think majority of you are doing good. Awesome. See guys, every step matters. We are now second step, third step, fourth step. As we are making step, your confidence should increase. The reason your confidence decrease because you're not really following along. I always tell people the first few steps are very, very important before you go to the next step. And that's why I'm repeating, I'm explaining, because we can run commands and it will work, but you will not feel confident. Mechanism part, you are clear. VI, creating file, and then escape, colon WQ, save it, give execute permission, run it. If there's a problem, let's say example, I made a problem, then I have to run again the VI command, go to the file. In my case, file is third.sh, correct the command, whatever it is, and then we'll work on it. We make mistakes too. Make sense? Like example, let's say I did VI, her.sh, I go inside, and let's say I made a mistake. So I'll go here. Come out. No. This program has a problem. If you do zoom, it doesn't work. Yeah, that's the problem. So if I go here, right, just an example. I did E capital, just an example, E capital, right? I save it. Right? Now, if I run this program, it will error out. So like example, enter your name, so Tom at abc.com. And now if I press enter, it clearly says, listen carefully. Line 7, echo, command not found. So you can see nicely beautiful E capital. Yes or no? So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to say vi her.sh, right? And line number 7. So you can see my cursor here, it shows 7 line. And I can see, I made an E capital. So I just echo. Make sense? Now escape, WQ. Now everything will work. Good. Okay. At this moment, I hope you are understanding basic aspects. Now let's go back to the forum. So this is what we did. Hello world. This is the VI part. We did VI. We can give any name. We press enter. Now, sometimes people ask in interview this question. So give me 2 minutes so you'll understand how it works. Remember, I mentioned there are 4 cells. How many cells? 4. It is possible some of your company might be using 1 or 2 or 3. If you don't write this line, then what will happen? Whichever is default cell will try to run it. So let's say your company has a default conch shell, just an example, conch shell, it's a default. Then your program will go to conch shell. It is possible may not work. Why? Because you are writing bash shell. So to solve this problem, Linux says that if you write this thing, #, no space, exclamation, / bin bash. It means you're telling this program is written for bash and only bash shell should be used. So this one giving you, this is called, # is called preprocessor. Speak with me. Preprocessor means you're giving pre-information. You're saying, hey, this program which you are going to run, it is written in bash. So even though you have multiple shell, this program should go to bash only. So you're kind of giving pre-instruction. Preprocessor, you're giving instruction that I wrote this program for bash shell. This line is optional. This line is optional for Linux because Linux by default is bash shell. Yes or no? But let's say you are writing this program for conch shell. What are you going to change? If you're writing this program for conch shell, what
bin/conch.
Here you're going to say KSH. What are you going to write? KSH. Let's say if you're writing this program for C shell, then you write CS. Next step. Now you may say, why do I need to write? Because in my machine, it is a bash shell. But when I'm running, there might be a conch shell default. Doesn't matter what is default. If I define this line, my program will run only on that cell. So good thing. Man. You know exactly where your program is going to run and you won't have error. Sometimes people say it's working, my machine is not working there. The reason default shell might be changed. So this is the good practice that you write there. So it doesn't matter who is running, where they are running, your program will always run through bash shell.
So, but that is actually a command, right?
This is the command. This is the command, but this is a preprocessor. # is called preprocessor. Your educating shell run this program under bash shell. Clear? Crystal clear? Sometimes people ask, is this line required? No. Is this line required? No. What this line means, this line tells that all the program which we wrote here will be executed under bash shell. So you are guaranteed it will work under bash shell. Now what if you don't have bash? If it is not installed, bash is not installed, some reason. What are you going to do? the program won't work. In that case, you need to use a yum install bash. You have to install the bash. Make sense? Again, 99.99% Linux will have bash because that's a default shell. So you always will have bash. That's why you don't write and it still works. Clear? Moving along. Did we talk about chmod? Yes. I did not write sudo because sudo required only for AWS. In a real life, you just run this command. You don't need sudo. Sudo, because AWS does not give you admin permission. That's why we are running sudo. You know how to run the script and you know how to get the result. Good enough? Clear? Awesome. Now, moving along. This is more important, so please pay attention. You will have one question tonight in a quiz. And this is a very interesting thing. It looks simple, but it's very complex and very powerful. Many of them I don't use even after 30 years. Many of these I don't use after even 30 years. But some of the things I have used heavily, and I'm going to walk you through. First of all, anytime you're giving, like example, when you're running program dot / let's say fifth, let's do fifth.sh. Please pay attention, fifth.sh. So this is your $0. $0 means name of the bash script. So anytime you run the program, if say what is $0, that's your program name, right? But let's say here I write Mike. So that is the $1. After that, let's say I create a space and say Illinois. That's a $2. So what does that mean? So $0 means program name. Then anything after space will be automatically $1. Anything after that will automatically become $2. So this is called parameter. What is called parameter? So please understand. First will be $0, which is your program. When you run the program so far, what you are doing? You are doing this way. So if I go back to your program and if I say echo, please pay attention. If I say echo double quotation $0, what am I going to get? Fifth.sh. But let's say I run program .fifth.sh space Mike. And in my program, if I write an echo $1, what am I going to get? Mike. Makes sense? So we'll learn this aspect. Next, this is I just explained. This one is very interesting. How many arguments you have? So example, if I say dot fifth.sh, please pay attention. Fifth.sh. Let's say Mike and Illinois. So if I run $#, say how many arguments you have? So 1, 2. Makes sense? So anytime you want to know how many argument is passed, then you say $#. So it will say how many arguments were passed in a bash script.
What if you have more than 900?
It will still give you. It will give you. You can say $10, it will give you. Now, $@, all arguments apply to bash. They both are same. But there is one subtle difference. It will be hard for me to explain right now. When I explain, you will see that. They both look similar. See, what is the difference? I'll explain in the program. This one is my favorite one. It was a savior. So in Linux, $? Is one of the most greatest things ever anyone have found. Initially, I didn't know. So what happened? When you're writing something, like program 1, line 2, line 3, and you have sometimes conditions that need first work. Like example, you write program 1 and you run a command 1. You only want to run command 2 if command 1 successfully run. Right? So example, you want to go for a movie. You are going for ATM first, withdrawing money. But let's say withdraw money did not work. Then you cannot go for a movie. Right? So in Linux, every command is independent. So how do I know the first command work. Like example, I do clear, and then I do pwd. Now pwd does not know the clear command worked or not. So all commands are independent. So Linux gives $question mark. It's a game changer. $question mark means previous command worked or not. So if previous command worked, then it will give you 0. 0 means success. Anything is other than 0, error. So example, I'm doing some mathematics and I got an error. So I will not know because the command which I run mathematics is independent. There is no way I will know that it worked correctly or not. The only way I can get is through $question mark. $question mark through I will know is previous command work successful or not. And then based on that, you can execute some steps. It took me a year to understand what is $question mark. In English, we call written code. Speak with me. Again.
Written code.
Not energy.
Written code.
Written code. Written code means every command in Linux gives you written code. $question mark will give you written code for previous command. If it is 0, means successful. Otherwise, it's return code. If it is 0, means success. Otherwise, error. So let's check it out first, so you will understand. Go back to your command prompt. Everyone is in command, right? So let's do this thing. 2 plus 2, and press enter. So what happened? 2 plus 2. What happened? Command not found. Yes or no? Now do $question and give me thumbs up. It gives me 127. It means what? It did not work successfully. Previous command did not work successfully. Do you agree? But if I say this thing, see here, pwd and $question mark. Give me thumbs up if you're understanding what I'm trying to say. It gives me 0. But when I did 2 plus 2, when I errored out and I said $question mark, I got 127. This was a game changer. Any previous command does not work. There is no other way. This is the only way you will know the previous command successfully worked or not.
So why does it still always say command not found? That's
you don't care about. You only care about $question. This is the game changer.
And 0 means it worked. Anything else didn't work.
That's what makes sense. You can try it out. Like example, if I write CAL capital, right? Now if I say $question mark, it will give me right away something wrong. Make sense or not? So $question mark through, you will know the previous command worked successfully or not. This is the game changer. Now, what I normally do here, I use this thing and put an if statement. And then I do some conditional logic. So sometime I'm doing work, and if I get a $question mark, and if I get a 0, I continue. If not, I stop. Make sense or not? Pretty cool. To be honest with you, this is advanced one. Most people don't understand $question because lifetime they don't know what is written code means. Right? Good programmers always like to see, did I run the previous command successfully? If yes, then continue. Otherwise, there is no point. Because otherwise each command is independent. If each command is independent, that's not a program. Then each command is a command. So program you have to stitch together. So very, very powerful. We'll cover that as we go further. Let's go back to our forum. Now, $, the process ID for the current script, which you may not use often. $user, which you know, if you want to know who is the current user. Some of them we use, some of them we don't use. But I'm going to cover now this example. Are you guys ready? So that is our 5th.sh. I'm going to show you how it will work. Ready? Please understand, these two are tricky. It will take time for you to understand because these two, you will not see the difference. It also took me a time, but when I cover loop, then you will understand. So let's do that. So go back here and let's write a program, vi space 5th.sh. 5th.sh. So we are going to write vi 5th.sh and press enter. Vi space 5th.sh. 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 Make sense? Yeah. Right. Those people who missed today's class, to be honest with you, it's almost like not learning Linux at all. Okay, so if you miss today's class, it's almost zero value. Those commands, no one give you $10. Trust me. Knowing command is not going to give you $10. Knowing this type of thing will give you this. So in case if you are not understanding what I'm talking about, you go to grocery and you buy rice, right? You buy flour, you buy this. It has no meaning unless somebody give you, special dish, right? It can be you buy, you can eat it. The commands are raw material. Raw material doesn't have value. This one has value because it's now finished good. So all those things we were learning for this stage. Make sense? So it's not like a command will make you more smarter and greater. Command anybody can, but not anybody can do this scripting. Okay, so now you're going like a little higher level, which gave you capability that I can do advanced work. Makes sense? So now vi fifth.sh. So we are doing vi space fifth.sh and press enter, press I. Now here, no, my problem is sometimes I'm doing zoom. Don't worry, it's I for insert. Now here I'm going to write something for purpose only. So let's start here. We'll say echo, and I'll say $0, double quotation, $0, double quotation complete. So please understand, echo, I write echo lowercase, double quotation, $0. That will be a script name, right? Now here I'll say echo, double quotation, $1, double quotation complete. Echo, double quotation, $1, space $2, space $3. Echo, $@ echo, double quotation, $# sign. So let's see here step by step. First one I say $0. The second one say $1. The third one say $1, $2, and $3. Third one is a $@ and the $#. Easy. Make sense?
What is
Hash, number sign. One is $@, one is $@, and one is $# or number sign. Good. $0 means script. $1 means first parameter. 1, 2, 3 will show me 1, 2, 3 parameter.
Are we supposed to have all those extra spaces between the lines?
I just did it so it's more readable. You don't.
So we can see. Okay, thank you.
You don't have to. I just did it because it's more readable. And even when you do it, it's not going to be error. So far, so good. Everything is lowercase. Everything starts with $0, $0, $1, $2, $3, $@ and $#. Good. Now do escape. Escape colon WQ. Escape colon WQ. Now can I run this file? If I try, you will get a permission denied. So sometimes you may want to try it out. Fifth.sh, you get a permission denied. Why you're getting permission denied? Because you have not given execute permission. Make sense? Now, many times people get this thing and say, oh, I don't have permission, but it's actually chmod. You miss the chmod. So what is the chmod? Sudo
plus X.
chmod plus X fifth.sh. So remember, sudo chmod space plus X fifth.sh. Good. Now I'm going to run this program and I'm sure you can easily understand. I'll say ./fifth.sh and I'll say first one is, let's say 1, then space 2, then 3. I'm just giving so you can easily understand. Press enter and you will see everything now. So here you can say fifth.sh is your $0. I pass first parameter 1, that's 1. I pass second parameter 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Dollar hash, when I say dollar hash, right? Dollar hash give me number of how many parameters I have. So I have 3. And I said dollar at, it gives me all 3 at the same time. 1, 2, and 3. It gives me all. But this one, if you remember, I have purposefully wrote like this way: $1 space $2 space $. So this line came because of I wrote $1, $2, $3 separate. But this line came because of $at. $at gives me all parameters at once. $hash gives me number count, how many I have.
$at actually lists all the parameters.
And $hash will give you number of how many quantities you have. People on phone, are you seeing it? Yes, no? Okay, good. So let me just do one thing here. If I do cat fifth.sh, it will give you more meaning. Fifth.sh. So if you see carefully, fifth.sh carefully, you can see when I did a $0, I got the file name. If I said $1, 2, 3, I got this thing. If I said $at, I got this thing all. If I said $hash, I got this thing. Pretty cool. Now you may say, how you use it? This is very, very powerful. Trust me. When you are running a script and you are expecting username and password, listen carefully. You can only run the script if you are passed username and password. Then you can say, you know what? Is this 2? $hash equals 2 equals 2. Then you have passed username and password. But if it is not 2, what that mean? You have not passed. Maybe you pass more or you pass less. Makes sense? Let's say you pass here instead of 1, 2, 3. Let's assume you pass username and you pass password. Then I can say if $1, please pay attention. If $1 equals Tom, it means username is Tom. The $1 come from here. Makes sense? And $2 equals Tom 1, 2, 3. $2 will come here. So a script with the parameter makes script advanced. And you can change the parameter on fly. And that's why every environment you will have a script. So you write a script and you pass the parameter. So you don't have to change the script. Script can have its own logic. And you say, like, if you are in development environment, you pass username, host name, database name separately. But if you are going in a production environment, that will be separate. But your logic is not changing. And that's why most of the advanced Linux administrator or system administrator or big data guys, they make script parameterized. Speak with me. Parameterized. So this one is a parameterized. Means I'm passing 1, 2, 3, and then I can use it. I'll show you how to use those parameters. Make sense? So as you pass, like example, I want to make sure if you pass Monday, it will work. Otherwise, it will not work. So I can make those things because I know how to read. So if you pass one parameter, it's $1. You pass second parameter, $2. So I can take that thing. I can check in a condition, is this value is correct, and then allow or I don't allow. Make sense? Any question, concerns, doubt so far? Good. Okay. I want to show you something interesting. If I do expression EXPR, let me zoom a little bit. If I do EXPR 2 plus 2, 3 space plus 3. So you can see 3 plus 4, 7. Expression means I can do math. But you can see expression space 3 space plus space 4. Let's say if I don't do space. Do you see the difference? Say yes. Do you see the difference? That's why Linux is space sensitive. I spent many hours just to figure it out how the heck it's not working. Right? Because books does not tell that. And you might not get an idea. You may think just like that. Linux is a case sensitive and space sensitive. So whenever you want to do mathematic model, you use expression. Make sense? So first of all, now smart people, what they do is they get this answer into the variable. So like example, if I say C equals to A plus B, please pay attention. A is a variable, B is a variable. Let's say I say 2 plus 3. Then answer is supposed to go to C. Right now the answer is displayed on the screen. Answer is displayed on the screen. So if you want to store in the variable, let's try this thing. So if I say A, please pay attention, A equals, then I'll say tick. I'll explain what that means. EXPR space 3 plus 4 tick. So answer is in A, and if I say echo $A, you get 7. Now this tick, most people don't understand. Tick is your switch. If you see switch escape, sorry, my mistake. Yeah, escape. Beneath escape, there is a tilde, and there is a tick here. That is the tick. This is this type of tick. In your keyboard, check the tick. Try the tick. The tick is a special. It's not a single quotation. It's a special tick. If you see in the keyboard, beneath escape, there is a switch called tick. So we are saying A equals to no space. Please understand, no space. So A equals to no space tick EXPR.
Is there a space between the tick and equal sign?
No space. No space. There is no space. EXPR, after EXPR space 3 space 4 and then tick. Please understand, tick is not a single quotation. So your answer will go to A, and then you can say echo $A and see if it works for you. Please understand, in Linux, tick is like this shape. What tick does, it does a very interesting thing. So tick does execution of Linux command. So tick command say execute this command, and whatever the answer you have, you are giving to variable. So this tick is nothing but you are telling Linux execute this command. Make sense? So anytime you use tick, you're asking Linux to execute command, get the result, and pass. Beautiful. Without tick, Linux does not know how to execute. So it will not understand. So you will see more example tick. Now many times when you say tick, people think single quotation. Do you think it will work? No. Single quotation means display, and tick means execution. Make sense? Now, there is no space before and after equal. There is no space before and after equal. But let's say if I use up arrow, and let's say I accidentally made a space like that. If I press enter, error out. Did you notice that? If you do up arrow, and let's say accidentally you made a space here, so you have a problem. You see that? So Linux is very specific about space. Sometimes you do need a space, and sometimes you don't need space. You will learn by experience. Any question with respect to tick or EXPR? Pretty cool? People on phone, I'm hoping you guys are doing good. Right? I see a lot of these are simple but common sense type of question you may see in a quiz or a certification exam, because these are tricky questions. Many times people don't know what is EXPR means. EXPR means mathematics related expression. Now, sometimes, let's say example, if I do A equals to 5, A equals to 5, A equals to 5. So what I'm giving 5 value, I'm giving to A. So that's called assignment. What do you call assignment? Means assignment means giving 5 to variable A. Very simple. A equals to 5. Now if I do echo $A, then I can see A has a value which is 5. Are we clear? A holds 5. Good. Now I want to check, is it true or not? I want to check, is this true or not? So in Linux, there are two ways you can check. In Linux, there are two ways you can check. So the one will, let me try. One is called test, T-E-S-T test. Then $A equals, I believe equals 5. Yeah. And $0, question. Yeah. So test command. So this one, you can test verification wise is $A equals 5. So test is nothing but verification. You can verify, is this working? So anytime you want to compare something, you can do test, and then you have condition.
That can be used in a new state, right? If test $A equal 5.
Yeah, I'll right now I'm doing what is the groundwork. We'll do program also. So what happened, like examples, anytime you are doing check, right? Anytime you are doing check, there are two ways you can check. One is through test command. So like example, if you want to check something like this way, or you do this one, there is a rectangle means test. Rectangle means test. So if you say $A, please pay attention, $A space equal 5. This one is equivalent to this one. If you don't want to write rectangle bracket, please understand, a little bit difficult. If you don't write rectangle bracket, because rectangle bracket has interesting thing, one space before, $A, one space after, one space before, one space after, like that. So if you make a space problem, it won't work. So this rectangle bracket means test. So there are two ways you can validate. You can validate through rectangle bracket, or you can validate through test. I normally use rectangle bracket more often because that's my style, but some people use test also. Right? We will use this in example. I kind of set the stage that EXPR, you're clear with that expression, right? Okay. So now let's go back to our forum. We'll do one exercise and then we'll take a break. Now you can see this EXPR say, yes, now I understand. Yes or no? Do you guys agree? Yes or no?
Yes.
Right? Normally I use this one. This is my favorite. Others may not work, but this is my work. Next one. Now, in this exercise, these are all I have done it, so it won't be a problem for you anymore. But this is a small program which we already did. So example, if I say A equal to 2, I'm giving value 2 to A. There is no space before or after. And if I say name equal to Tom, I'm giving name. So whenever I want to use it, I need to use $. We did the first exercise. Any question with that exercise? Right? So if somebody asks how many variables you have, 1 and 2. Whenever you are using, you're going to use as a $. Make sense? Okay. Next one. We did similar exercise, so you should be fine here. Enter your age, you're reading age. Enter your name, you're reading name. How many variables you have?
2.
2. And whenever you want, you're using with the $. We did that exercise. Right? Here I have a program which you can cut and paste and run just for your. But if I do that first attempt, then you will not learn how it works. That's why we are doing manually. Make sense or not? So you understand the mechanism. The rest of the things now you can do easily cut and paste because you know how the program works. Now the third program we are going to do by cut and paste. So please understand. In this program, we are expecting $1 will be passed and $2 will be passed. Make sense? So we are username $1, password $2, and then we are doing echo. So when you run the program, you're going to pass 1 and 2 parameters. This is the one where you will pass the program. This is the program. This is your first parameter. This is second. Whatever you pass first will go here. Whatever you pass second will go here. Make sense or not? Are we understanding? So let's do it. So we'll understand. So let's go back to our thing and we'll do sixth program. So we'll say vi 6.sh. vi 6.sh. vi 6.sh. Press enter. Now here is I, and we're gonna write here $1. Oops. So anytime I do zoom, it doesn't. So I have to come out. Okay. vi 6.sh. Press I, and I'll say username, right? Username equals to, oh, my Zoom is not working. Yeah. So now, I need to do again one. Yeah. So here, username, I'll say I, username equals to $1, and password equals to $. Let me show this.
Space, right?
Yeah. So here, username equals to $1, password equal to $2, no space. You can have space between lines, but you can't have variable space. The username, then no space equal no space $1. So when you enter that, we can say enter, and we can say echo double quotation username is $username, and echo double quotation password is $password. Good so far? It's kind of fun, right? When you understand these steps, it's pretty easy. $1 username, password $. Good, easy, easy. Please understand, everything is lowercase. It has some space constraint, but make sure everything you type in lowercase. Now I'm going to save this program. So what are you going to do? Escape, colon, W, Q. Escape, colon, W, Q. So let's do that. Escape, colon, W, Q. Now we're going to give a permission. So say sudo chmod plus x 6.sh. So that is a sudo chmod space plus x.sh, right? Now run the program. So you're going to run .6.sh, and then you can give Tom 123, and you can see it does understand and give the result. So you can say username, right? This will be username, and this is the password. Pretty good? Clear? Username. People on phone, Tom 123, easy, right? Anytime when you write program, try to focus on syntax clearly. So if I want to see what did I type, I'll say cat 6.sh. Then you can see the program also what I typed. So this is the program I typed, right? This is the program, and this one when I'm running, I'm passing the parameter, and that parameter I can see program is reading $1, $2, and program is typing. So this is my program, and how do I run my program? I run my program with parameter. Let's say if I don't pass, will I get error? Check it out. So if I run my 6.sh and I don't pass any parameter, I don't get error. I don't get error. Did you notice that? I don't get error because I don't have this thing. Makes sense now? So if I don't pass, username is empty, password is empty.
How you said the number of variables, so $1, $2.
Mhm.
Is there a limit? Like, could you have $1 million?
You don't need that. Practically, it is not possible. In that situation, you read a file because you put all those things in a file and then you read file. Because you normally think about it, you go to ATM. How many things you will enter? PIN, username, and password, something. But you are not going to type a lot of things. If you're going to type a lot of things, you should create a file and ask Linux to read the file.
But is there a maximum number or?
Normally, in the industry, like normally people use 3 or 4 mesh. If you're more than 3 and 4, you should create a file and read a file because what you're typing, you have to type again and again. If you write in file, you don't have to type it. You can just read once. Yeah. Any other question, concern before we take a break? Are we cruising? Very good. So let's take a 10 minutes break. After break, we're going to do if statements. So we'll do conditional statements. Right? People on phone, right now it's 8:09. It's time for take a break. After break, we're going to learn conditional statements. So let's take a small break.